Man, these drivers are crazy. Oh, whee! We're having fun today. Woo! Well, I wasn't going to open the video like that, but hey, is life imitating art, or is art imitating life, or is it life imitating art imitating life? Woo! That's a mouthful. Need some coffee. So this morning I got on DeepAI and I typed in a prompt. I said, give me an idea for a motovlogger. Something like that. I'll put it up on screen now. And the gist of the response from DeepAI was, a motovlogger can make a video about fully customizing motorcycles. Motovloggers know all about it. Stuff like that. It's probably still on screen now. I don't know. How fast do you read? Anyway, you can pause and go back. You can hit the left arrow key or like the J key or something. But I had a hearty chuckle at that, because your old buddy John doesn't know much about customizing bikes. All right, let's get that straight. But this was just a funny one. I've been reading up on AI for at least 20 years, okay? It's been at least that long. It wasn't called AI, it was sentient computing or something like that beforehand. And there's a myriad of topics involved in this. And unfortunately, I'm gonna forget half of the funny one-liners because I'm out here riding a bike instead of reading a script. But you'll get the point, hopefully. We're gonna talk AI today, folks. Yes, lots of fun. It's on everybody's mind. And by everybody, I mean tech nerds like myself and various other people. I mean, the general public really fell in love with computers in like the 80s, early 90s, with the advent of quick connectivity to the internet, or at least reliable connectivity. And people have been computing ever since. You know, so many people at work will tell you, oh, I'm not a computer person. Yeah, well, hey, Susan, guess what? You sit in front of a computer for 8 hours a day. You're a computer person. So let's flash forward to recent times where there's been a number of things like ChatGPT and deepfakes and downshift. And there's all this talk about AI. AI is artificial intelligence, and we're not quite there yet, but there are some rumors of sentience revolving around computers. I don't think we're there yet, but the real advent is a large language model. I think that's LLM. It basically gives a way for computer programmers to create an algorithm that does a call and response and learns based on responses to its responses what the appropriate response should have been. That is a way of boiling it down for the layperson who is not into zeros and ones like I am. Even I'm not into zeros and ones much. Ooh, I smell like ozone. I think we're gonna get rain. I might get wet today. Oh well. It is like 60 degrees here in the beginning of March. I love it. Whoa. I do not, however, love the wet road. Somebody must have opened a fire hydrant. Look at that, standing water. Well, bike's getting the undercarriage washed today. Look at that. I bet that looks real pretty on the footage, huh? I don't know. Putt, 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 putt. Yeah, there's standing water. I'm literally standing in water now. And these boots are not waterproof. These boots were made for walking, and that's just what they're gonna do. So anyway, come on, get out of the way. Yeah, we're gonna go around. Yep, they're doing some water work. Nice. And I don't like riding in the wet. I don't like sliding. That's one of my things. Anyway, back on topic, John. Focus. Coffee. So now that these large language models have gotten smart enough, really, boss? The programmers have decided to let it out into the world and give the public access, which may or may not be a good idea. But recently I was reading up, and there's been a lot of experiments going on with this AI. Just a quick side story a little bit. The AI that's currently available, there's a Bing chat from Microsoft, and there's ChatGPT, and there's a number of them that will reportedly chat with you. Good fun, I guess. I don't have time for that. I'm busy editing videos and hanging out with the family, so I'm reading the results, basically. So I read the tech articles, and they tell me what happened. But I was reading some research. It said that the scientists are working on a way for the AI to control robots. Now, if you want Skynet, that's how you get Skynet. You want Terminators? That's how you get Terminators. It boggles the mind. In the immortal words of Dr. Ian Malcolm, doctor of chaos theory, they spent so much time wondering if they could, they never bothered to think about if they should. And I'm paraphrasing there, for obvious copyright issues. Even as a famous YouTuber such as myself, I'm subject to copyright infringement. Who knew? So these people are controlling robots with AI. Now, if you read into the details, they're not directly controlling, they're not directly allowing the control of the robots from the AI. The AI generates code, computer code, that the robots then understand and act out. Things like, a drone looking on a shelf or a drone looking for an object. They even did one where the robot catches a basketball. They used a camera and then some sort of stable diffusion or visual AI, things where you give a prompt to a website and it generates a picture for you, and it's using some sort of video version of that to figure out what a basketball in the sky and the hoop looks like, and then shoot a basket or catch a basketball. It really just boggles the mind as to why they would do that. I get that companies are always looking to lower costs. They buy robots. We've had robots in car manufacturing for 20, 30, 40 years, whatever, and they basically build a lot of components on a car. They deliver the parts to the human workers that apply the bolts, and now they're starting to apply the bolts themselves. And then McDonald's drive-through and all that stuff, you order at a kiosk, and it sends a command to a guy that flips a burger. Some of those burger flipper jobs are being outsourced to robots now. It's all about outsourcing. They want to lower costs and get higher productivity. And just to completely go conspiracy theory and off the rails with this, the source of all of this is the almighty dollar through the Wall Street. These public companies with their shareholders, they don't take 0 or 0.1% growth as acceptable, and the stock price lowers and the company loses a lot of money. And always I have to pull up, they should take that tree off the corner. Okay, we're good. So after the stock price falls, they cut costs some more. And now your companies, they're chasing ever harder to hit targets. Yes, it is always a moving target with these companies. So unlike your old buddy John, the status quo is not okay for a lot of companies. So they're looking to things like AI, and they're looking to things that will increase this productivity. And it's really a vicious cycle, and that's why you don't have so many small businesses anymore. It's getting to be bigger and bigger companies because they have to buy all this equipment. You see it in farming a lot, where you used to have family farms of hundreds of acres. Now you've got conglomerations of thousands of acres because it costs too much to farm the things. And we're going to take Beaver Dam. We are going antenna test range. That's hilarious. Fields, okay. Fields may have received pesticides. I'm not going in, but we've never been on this part of the road. So we want to ride this part of the road. This is so cool. I feel like I'm headed towards like the house in Forrest Gump with the road with the tree line. Anyway, back on topic. Focus, John. Turn your turn signal off. The AI is taking over. It really is. And will it be applied to get rid of lots of jobs? That's a question on many people's minds. And at some point, all your delivery trucks are probably going to be AI controlled. And I don't know what us humans are going to do afterwards. If a computer can write its own code, we better be well protected and have safeguards in place to prevent these computers from going awry. Skynet didn't have Asimov's 3 laws of robotics, okay? Now, Isaac Asimov was an author, wrote a lot of stuff in the 1950s, I want to say, early, mid 20th century, really ahead of his time. And science fiction drives a lot of science present, It gives us alternate ideas and theories to run down and ideas to test, and it's good fun. For some, not for me. I'm not interested. But it really, like Star Trek with the tricorder and cell phones now, and the Jetsons with the Zoom calls. Well, we've had a lot of,
I can't do that, Dave.
where the computer wasn't programmed right, and it locked out the humans and killed them. And then going back to 20 years ago, or whenever it was, I read a book called The Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect. I believe it's on Amazon Prime for a few bucks, on digital copy. This is nice. I like this road a little bit. And the premise of this book is that a guy created an AI, a giant computer, that was sentient, and I use air quotes, and people disputed that fact. And his computer, through the advent of a new processor, developed a way to interact with the real world. And what it ended up doing was taking over the entire universe. And hey, this is where we normally join in. Okay, we're here. We can go straight across. The sun is coming out. Oh, what a beautiful thing. I love it. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. I'm pulling up to get a better line of sight. So in this book, The Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect, you've got a computer that is taking over, or has taken over, and I won't give away the rest of the book, but suffice it to say, the writer of this book, and I forget his name, but I'll put it on screen now. Hey, look, it's a visual medium, I can do that. But this writer took Asimov's 3 laws of robotics, which are law number 1, the computer cannot cause harm to a human or through inaction allow a human to come to harm. Law 2 is that a computer must obey a human insofar as it does not disobey the first law of robotics. Concert hall. Nice. And the third law of robotics is that a computer must protect itself except for when that violates the first and second laws. So basically it puts humans at the top of the food chain and robots second or third. I won't give away the rest of the book, but go read it. It's a great novella. I think it's about 130 pages long. Well worth the read. And I see so many parallels to today's scientists who I hope read Asimov and this Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect book to kind of guide their research so they don't screw up and not put the laws of robotics in, because that would be a crying shame. Oh yeah. Whee! Good fun was had by some. Look at me. I'm on a motorbike. So I find this AI very fascinating. I don't know what to make of it yet, but it's going to go where it's going to go. I just hope that the scientists, like I said, have added the 3 laws of robotics in for protection of our species. Because according to my research, there is now a 0th law, which I don't remember. I'll put that on screen now. And a 4th law of robotics, which actually specifies that a robot may not harm or allow harm to come to humanity as a whole. So it defines all people as humanity. Oh, we can do a jump off up here. Cool. And now's a good time to talk about some non-AI tech. Yeah, non-AI tech. Sit, rotate forward, lock into place. Good. 2019 Street Glide Special, baby, getting dirty. But it's got lots of non-AI tech, and I'm standing in the road, aren't I? But here we have a case of lots of non-AI tech, like LED headlights and an air-cooled engine circa 1932. And that right there, that's a turbocharger. That's a turbocharger. That's a supercharger back there. Lots of storage over here. We have places to put your feet, places to put your hands. It has a stereo. Stereo is really cool. I like that. Over on the other side, got our flux capacitor over there, 1.21 gigawatts. Makes time disappear when you're on a motorcycle, right? And It's got like ABS and actual real tech on it. And it's got cruise control, so it's got enough tech for me, but not too much. I talk about tech a lot because I'm a techie. It's what I like to talk about. I looked up that road, by the way. That road, I don't know if I'm allowed down it. That road, ladies and gentlemen, goes to a USDA area. It is very highly unmarked, and it's supposedly non-accessible to normal folks like me. That's what Google Street View tells me. So it's not even mapped in there. Maybe I should try to sneak in one of these days. I don't have time today, or I would. Oh, look at that. What a beautiful sight. I love it. We're almost into spring here. It's probably summer or fall when you're seeing this. It's like a running joke on the channel now. But as it is, what is the current state of AI? Well, it's mostly machine learning for voices. You see this in your new cars with their voice-activated navigation and such. Their voice-activated infotainment system, if you will. And you also see it in smart homes where the light bulbs can change from red to blue, turn on and off. You know, there's automated pieces of your home now, which I do not have. I don't want something that's always listening. It's bad enough I have my phone. So let me know in the comments below what AI you have encountered. What kind of adaptive stuff have you got in your home or in your car? You know, are you excited for the future of AI? Or are you kind of like, eh? Or are you like, no? Well, me, I for one, I welcome our new robot overlords. And with that, I will leave a video where I talk about how Google knows too much. Over there, yeah. Hey, look at that. So thanks for coming to watch the video. Remember the two mantras. One, you have a 100% track record of making it through a bad day. And two, do something nice for yourself every day. John out.